What's going on, guys? Stelios Krutis here. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm a sophomore at Villanova University. I play Division I lacrosse there, and I make a lot of videos about my daily life, different types of vlogs, Q&As, all those kinds of videos. So if you guys are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow along, and make sure to like this video while you're at it. Really helps a lot, goes a long way. Today, I'm doing a Q&A video. I haven't done one of these by myself, like, ever, so I mean, it's gonna be interesting seeing how it goes. It's a beautiful day outside. So I'm on fall break right now, so I'm home for like a week straight, which is really nice. The other day I asked you guys on my Instagram story to ask me some questions, lacrosse and non-lacrosse related. Let's get into the first question. Let's go. All right, first question from Ethan SCH26. He asked, when did you start playing lacrosse? Personally, I started playing lacrosse at around age 12, so 6th grade. So in 5th grade, one of my neighbors, shout out to Justin Brick, he actually introduced me to lacrosse. So he moved from New York, and I kind of just went over his house one day, and I remember we were talking, and he told me to play lacrosse. And at the time, I wasn't playing lacrosse, I played like baseball and soccer. He gave me a stick to borrow. Then later that summer, I went to a youth clinic for our town, and I won the fastest shot competition for my first year ever, so that was sick. So I think once that kind of happened, I kind of gained some confidence in like playing, started getting my stick skills up and everything, and then I just kind of started from 6th grade on playing lacrosse. Sammy Yang 730, so shout out to Sammy Yang. I've seen you a lot in Mitchell Pelkey's vlogs. He asks, what do you like to do besides vlogging and lacrosse? As it may seem, lacrosse is a big part of my life. I like to make videos as well, but on the side, I love to hang out with my friends. I'm really interested in like music, love just like listening to music and just like hanging out with friends. I definitely want to learn some more instruments as well, because I play drums. I'm not that good at drums, but I play drums. I've tried learning piano, but I'm really interested in music. I love music, so. I love like photography, I like taking pictures, I like making a lot of videos, non-lacrosse related. Personally, I like to travel. I haven't traveled that much in my life, but my family's gone to like Greece, California, like this past summer for like the first time, so definitely want to keep traveling more. Moving on. This next question is from Mitchell5499. This is my boy Mitchell Coyle. He's actually from the same town as me. Super talented photographer. If you guys want to check out his page, I'll put it right here. He asked me, how did you get into the film and YouTube side of lacrosse, and what camera gear do you use? So it kind of all started when I was younger. Me and Jesse James West, who you guys probably know. If you don't, check him out right here. Me and him have been friends for such a long time, and we actually started a combined YouTube channel in our early years of middle school and high school. That was called Spartan Strings. So that's kind of where I started making videos, and it all started with us just making shooting videos in the backyard, and it was just a lot of fun to us. We just literally set up a camera, started shooting at the net, and then we started making videos. So that's kind of how that started. I just love the process of filming, editing, and completely making something that has never been made before. It kind of allowed me to put a creative twist on my passion of lacrosse. And I use the Sony a7 III camera with a Joby Gorilla Pod and just a little microphone on top. So that's just kind of my good quality vlogging setup. Otherwise, I used a GoPro all last year, which worked fine for me. All right, let's move locations and move on to the next question. Next question. So this one's from Aiden Polton. He says, what inspired you to share your life on YouTube and start a channel? So that's a great question. So kind of relating to what I said before about how I started with YouTube in the first place with Spartan Strings, the biggest thing for me was I just loved making videos. So I was just trying to figure out a way in my head how I can continue making videos while being at college. So I thought it was a good idea to maybe vlog my experience in college and show the life of a Division I athlete, because I feel like that could not only provide some knowledge and insight to younger kids who might be looking to play in college, but it would also just kind of document my life through those 4 years. It's just kind of documenting memories as well. From Francesca.cia, she asks, where is the best place to eat in your hometown? I gotta give a shout out to my family restaurant. It's called Il Porto. I definitely recommend if you like Italian or Mediterranean cuisine. Very good food, very good. So if you're ever in Sparta, New Jersey, make sure to hit up Il Porto on Lake Mohawk. Go get some food. From Kyle Brennan 3, this is actually a pretty common question. He asks, how tall are you? I'm 6'5". Completely kidding. I am actually really short in person. Actually, one time someone met me in person and was like, wow, I thought you were way taller. And I was like, God, just kind of crushed my confidence, but I'm 5'10", so I'm below average. Or I'm about average height. I really wish I was taller, but you gotta just use what God gave you know what I mean? From Don Evans, number 3, he asked, what's your favorite song? So at the moment, favorite song is probably Peace by Rockstead and Barja, I think. Shout out to Austin Frazier, he showed me that song. It's a great song. If you guys are actually interested, make sure to check out my Spotify. I have a bunch of playlists on there. It's just my name, @SteliosCrutis. So if you just look that up, it should come up. But I have a bunch of playlists, so you guys should give me a follow. Check out some of the music I put on there. I try to update it as much as I can. So if you guys are interested, check out my Spotify. From Alyssa.NGU, she asks, what are you majoring in? So I actually get this question a lot as well. I'm undecided right now, but I'm probably gonna do economics, and I might minor in like communications if possible. Yeah, economics. From Grace.Carey, she asks, what is your favorite memory of lacrosse? Beating Yale in overtime, because that was probably one of the coolest moments. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it up top and in the description. You guys can check it out. That was my second game of college lacrosse, and being able to like witness that was like just an unreal experience. All right, new location. All right, next question, here we go. This one is from Noah.Corwin. He asks, what would be your ideal job after college? That's a great question because I have no idea what I want to do with my life. I've always been interested in like how social media works and like social media marketing, and all that kind of stuff. And I just love like producing content that people can enjoy and understand. And also just like being able to like tell people's stories, I think has always been really interesting. So whether that's working for like a major sports company like the NFL or something, just like covering media and stuff like that, or like being able to like produce content is something I want to do for the rest of my life. If I could find a job that has something similar to that, that would be awesome, but don't really know what I want to do with my life. So that's something I have to figure out in the next couple of years. From Riley.Booth, he asked, what high school did you go to? So I went to Sparta High School, that is in Sparta, New Jersey. It's a small public school. Yeah, that's where I went to high school. From JD McCones, shout out to JD. He asked, if you had a band, what music would you play and what would you name it? So I would probably play some type of like indie rock or like blues, just some like chill music. What would I name it? I'd probably name it like The Crew or something, because my last name's Crutis, so I feel like The Crew would be like a cool name. I don't know, that just came off the top of my head, but it's a great question. JD, hope you're doing well, man. From Green Star Strings, he asks, I'm a senior in high school, and what kind of work is in college, and is it hard to stay on top of it? I think personally it depends on what school you go to, obviously. That's like the bottom line, like it's different for every school. Last year, my freshman year, I got a lot of papers because it's a lot of like prerequisite type classes, but this year I don't have as many papers, but the classes are a little bit more intense. So like my average night of homework isn't really too bad, but it can kind of pick up every once in a while where I have to like write a paper or study for a big test. I usually have like a couple big tests that I have to prepare for, so like your grade kind of relies on those major tests. So it's not like you have like little things to like bring your grade up. It's different for everybody, but that's kind of how it is for me. From Drew Stegman, why did you choose to go to the college that you did? I chose Villanova for many reasons. One being its education. So it's a great school, it's a great education. So that was number one priority. And they also have a great lacrosse program. So I obviously was looking to go play Division I. So being able to choose a school that has a great education, not too far from home, have a good lacrosse program, it just kind of all added up. It's also not too big of a school. I didn't want to go to like a massive school. So I kind of like being in like a smaller school where you kind of know everyone. And it's like more like a tight-knit community. And when I visited there, I felt like I could see myself going there for 4 years. So I think as long as you can see yourself going to that school, you can kind of know what school is best for you. From Vinny.RNG, he asks, how to open a pickle jar. I think he meant pickle jar.
Lift your hand. Now put it on the lid. The lid.
Rip that thing off. That's an interesting question. Thanks for asking. Next one from Thomas MM28. He asks, do you do photography? I do not consider myself by any means a photographer, but I love photography. I'm very interested in like composing shots and making things look good. I follow a lot of photographer like YouTubers. I watch a lot of their videos and try to learn from them. I like when things look like aesthetically pleasing. That's like my biggest thing. I love like aesthetic things. A Rick Champion, he asks, what's your sneaker game like? I really need to step up my sneaker game, to be honest, because I've been wearing like Vans for like my whole life. I just never had like the confidence to just like rock like crazy shoes, but maybe I'll start getting some nice shoes. I'm also very picky with shoes. Like if they're like bulky or like look weird or make my calves look small, then I just don't want to buy them. From Gabe P. Smith, he said, would you recommend joining club teams in college? I would definitely join a club team. Some club teams are actually really good, so I would, It depends on the school you go to, obviously, but if you want to play lacrosse and continue playing, I would definitely join a club team if I were you. And also just join clubs in general. It also gives you more people to hang out with. It adds to your friend group, and it's just a lot of fun. From Gunner Wolf 30, he asks, have you played any other sports than lacrosse? Yes, actually before lacrosse, I played baseball and soccer. I started playing soccer when I was really young. I played up until like 4th grade, and I played baseball for like 2 seasons maybe. I had this like weird baseball phase. Not that I didn't like the other sports, I just like fell in love with lacrosse and like the customization of it and like how you can make your own stick and just the game itself and like improving your shot and stick skills. It was all like fascinating to me, so I just kind of dropped the other sports and went full-fledged lacrosse. All right, different location, let's move on. A lot of these questions are very similar, so if I don't shout you guys out, I apologize. A lot of them are very good questions and very similar, so hopefully I'm answering them at least and you guys can get a grasp on what I think and all that kind of stuff. So next question comes from Tuck Forest 37. He's asking, can you give us an overview of how and when you got scouted? So a lot of people ask me what my recruiting process was like, and it's kind of like a long story, but I remember freshman year of high school was like the year when like early recruiting was like a thing. I remember playing for like different club teams and trying to just get my name out there, go to different showcases, go to club tournaments where college coaches were at. But I also would just email a lot of coaches. If you don't really know how to email a coach, I would just Google like how to email a college coach, and it'll give you like templates and stuff you guys can follow. Definitely ask like a club coach or a high school coach or something, and I'm sure they can help you out on what exactly to say and what not to say. But the biggest thing for me was prospect days. So I went to like 3 or 4 different prospect days, and when I went to Villanova's, that was kind of like my first interaction with the coaches. They got to see me play like right in front of them. I didn't have to like wait and see their response, you know. I just kind of like got like direct feedback, and I could like talk to them afterwards, and it was like much more personable than just like emails. So I went to a prospect day, I did pretty well, and then they invited me to come back and visit. So you never know, just try out all different things, go to showcases, play on club teams, email coaches, send out your highlight tapes, do all that kind of stuff, and hopefully you get picked up. From Blake W, is it difficult to maintain a YouTube channel while being a college athlete and student? Yes, obviously, as you guys know, I only put out a video like every week. I would make more if I could, but it definitely would just add up and get pretty hectic. It is kind of tough to balance sometimes, especially when games start up and stuff, and I kind of like make like a schedule in my head on when I want to post, what I want to post. The reward from it is great because I get to make videos that I love, that I'm proud of. I get to put it out on the internet, and then I get like a ton of feedback from them, and it's just good seeing you guys enjoy them and be able to give you guys insight on Division I lacrosse and just answer you guys' questions and help you guys out. So it is worth the grind, in my opinion. I love it, so I like to make time for it. So if you love something, definitely try to make time for it and don't have any excuses of why you can't do it. All right, so this next question is also a very popular question that I get from Declan C39. He says, how does high school lacrosse compare to college D1 lacrosse? That question alone is very subjective, so it's really different for everyone because I came from a small public school. So for me, coming from a small public school who wasn't the best at lacrosse, didn't play the best competition, going to a Division I program was a bigger difference than someone who goes to a top 10 high school in the country, private school, going to a Division I program. You know what I mean? It kind of depends where you come from, but that doesn't really give anyone any excuses because if you put your time and effort into it and you work hard, you can be just as good as those private school kids and the kids who come from like better schools and all that stuff. It doesn't really matter. As long as you put in the work, you're talented, and you're just a grinder overall, I think you can definitely be fine as you move on. But it is different. Obviously, it's a lot faster. Kids are stronger, and the level of play is just way higher. Like I said, it depends on where you go, but usually the expectations of college are way higher than what they were in high school, depending on your coach and all that kind of stuff, but it's just a lot faster of a game. All right, different location. This next question comes from Courtney Arella. Who's your favorite women's lacrosse player on Villanova that wears jersey number 7 and has brown hair? It's gotta be you, Courtney. Just because you support all my videos, I appreciate it. Next question's from Matt McAndress. He says, what am I thinking right now? Matt, I think you're thinking about butter because all you do is just eat sticks of butter. So hopefully that's going well. Next question's from the undergrads. What do you think Stelios from a different dimension is like? I would say very tall, very handsome, super athletic, very cool, and is super good at guitar. That would be me. God, another picnic table. Next question from M. Kenneth Ling. What is your most irrational fear? I wouldn't say it's irrational, but I'm afraid of heights. I do want to go skydiving, so that doesn't really make any sense, but I think it'd be fun. Next question's from Sophia McCod, or I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. She asked, what is your biggest goal or accomplishment? I think the biggest thing for me, my biggest goal in life is just to be happy with whatever I do. Because if I get a sweet job that pays a lot of money, but I'm not happy, I feel like it's just not gonna be like satisfactory to me. And I feel like I would just be like miserable. So I just wanna be able to be happy and do what I love. And I hope I can find what that is. Yeah, my biggest goal is just to be happy with life. Obviously it sounds cliche, but who doesn't wanna be happy? You know what I mean? So, from Koopaloop23, he asked, what's saucier, ketchup or mustard? Ranch, baby. For all you ranch lovers out there, you know how it is. From Curtis Lensing, he said, how you doing, bro? Doing great, man. How about you? Thanks for asking. From Jen Wen, what's the hardest part about being a D1 athlete? It gets tough, like, just being consistent with everything. Like, obviously, not everyone's gonna wanna go lift every single morning and practice every single day for 2 hours, like doing the same thing every single day, because it could get repetitive. And I think our coaches do a good job at Villanova, at least, of like switching up practices and making things more interesting, so it's not like we're doing the same thing every day, but it's just a lot of work overall. And I think being able to balance that work can be difficult, but once you kind of find your rhythm, it becomes a little bit easier. From Little Weeze 2019, he asks, what's the most important thing you've learned in life? I have a lot more to learn, but one of the things I really live by is like, everything happens for a reason. Again, super cliche, but it's so true. The most important thing I've learned is at the end of the day, you're the one who needs to be happy. So do things for yourself, but don't be selfish. Like, I try to be as selfless as I can be. I try to be open to helping as many people as I can. But at the end of the day, you do come first as well. So making time for yourself is very important, but also being able to help others is also very important. This one's from Rover Tyler. He asks, how do you edit? Do you have any special techniques? So a lot of people ask me how I edit. So I edit on Final Cut Pro, but I don't really have any like special techniques. I think I kind of found my workflow at this point because I've been editing for a while now. This is kind of like my step-by-step process of how I make these videos. So I film as much footage as I can. I upload it to my hard drive. I import it into Final Cut Pro. People who edit might be like, what is wrong with you? But I just drag all the clips into the timeline. So it's like hours of footage in a timeline. And then I just go through and I chop everything up, try to condense it into a shorter video. Once I kind of have like a flow to it, I start adding transitions, text, music. I found that works best for me. I don't really do anything special. All right, guys, that pretty much does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I wanted to make a Q&A for a while, so I hope I answered any of you guys' questions. But I'm probably gonna be doing more of these, so if you guys have any more questions, make sure to leave them down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching and tuning in. I appreciate you guys' support. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Stay tuned for more content. See you guys in the next one.
How
Peace.
many kids could be part of this plan? And how